on this review, I'm pretty much going to be aiming it really at youngsters getting into biking, returning riders, and also people who are later in life, 30s, 40s, even older, and always wanted a bike and just wanting to start somewhere. So this for me is quite nice, because if there's one thing I want to do with the channel, it's to help people get into biking. There's something about that which is close to my heart, really. It'd be nice to help people out. The typical 125 way, it's very, very light to tip into the corners. Very light. With bigger bikes you tend to get a bit more to bounce off of, but the 125s are so light they just literally fall in very, very light indeed. And again, that does make them a bit more twitchy to ride. There's a lot to be said for owning a 125. I went from a 650 down to a 125. I had a Grom for about 18 months, I think I had it for. And you know what, yes, every now and then on longer trips I missed the power. But generally speaking, it was quite rare that I did miss the power of a bigger bike. Going around on the Grom was... it's just a pleasant way of biking, and one of the good things about it, I mean, like this trip here, I mean, you know that you're hardly using any fuel at all. I mean, if you put £4 in one of these bikes, then you're normally good for 100 miles. So they are incredibly cheap to fuel up and use like that. To tax, they're only £20 in the UK. And to insure, they're very cheap as well. So quite often it makes much more sense to own a 125 than to get a car. It's not only that, but they have their own element of fun which you can't get on bigger bikes. And to be able to get on a bike and just know that it's costing you next to nothing, you know, it's going to be cheaper than a train ticket or a bus ticket. Yeah, even a bus ticket, it's going to be cheaper than that, you know. Absolutely fantastic. I think in many ways everybody should have a 125 in the garage, really, including myself. It's just nice for going around the city and doing you know, the basics in biking. They got the core fundamentals that you need in biking. Should you see me? Yeah. Keep an eye on the wheels, check they're not moving. And for going on trips like this, I kind of prefer having a 125 in a strange way. I wouldn't go. You know, obviously I've got the NC 750, but there's a lot to be said for. That was Keith back there. He's one of my subscribers. I wonder if you're going to be watching this, Keith. How ironic seeing him. I totally lost where I was now. But yeah, you know, doing trips like this on a 125 is really nice. And another reason it's nice is because you look around more. You can soak in the atmosphere. For example, David May, he went round Europe on a Honda Cub 110. He said that he kind of preferred going on a 110, a smaller bike, because he saw the scenery. You can look around more. Whereas if I was on my NC 750 now, I wouldn't be doing any of that. I'll be getting up the hill as quick as I can and trying to take it in, but actually you think you are, but you're not. Whereas on one of these, fantastic. So I am a lover of 125s. I'm never one to get snoopy about them. I think you always get a nod off me, 125 or scooter, no matter what. Total respect. And frankly, a lot of people don't even give these things a go, so, or even try biking, and they're the ones missing out. I suppose one of the questions really is, would I have one of these? And I would say that I would be happy to, but I think you just kind of move on. I mean, I went back to the Grom because that was a sort of fun machine. But I would do. I think I would get a second-hand one. I wouldn't buy a brand new one. But I'd be more than happy to ride around on a 125 again. When you go uphill, sort of on 40 or 50 mile an hour on 125s, that's where you start to feel it's lacking a little bit. But again, although you're working hard, the cars behind you are just thinking, oh, it's a nice, that you generally are not holding anyone up, but you feel like you are. Out to position 3 here, because you never know what's going to run out from the hedges. Would I advise you going down the route of payment plans and doing it on the tick? Well, yeah, definitely. The big fear of doing something like that is that you take it out, you have an accident. See me? Yeah. You have an accident and you're forever paying off the bike. And it's a very valid point. It would be, of course, absolutely gutting. But at the same time, what's the alternative? Not getting one at all? I don't really think that's an option. So if I was a youngster again, and I mean, I was on £60 a week when I was 17, then yeah, I would definitely go on a payment plan for one, I think. No doubt about it. Another thing that 125s are good for is teaching you how to get your speed up. You have to plan more with 125s. Whether you're going into corners or whether you're filtering, because you don't have that extra power. Although this one is quite powerful for a 125, even though you don't have that extra power, you have to plan more. It's not like you've got the power there to get you out of trouble. You have to really think ahead. And that can only be a good thing. You might be thinking, oh, can you do longer trips on the 125 like this? Hang on, what's he doing? Look. Anticipation, don't even go there. Oh, right, okay then. Yeah, crack on. Don't worry, mate, I'll let you off. Another one here, that. Yeah, if anything happens like that and people pull out in front of you, just got to let it go. Seen lots of people on YouTube go a bit silly with it, and at the end of the day, they're around a 2-ton piece of metal. And you're out in the element, so don't blimmin' argue with it. It's not worth it. Let it go. I've done about 20 miles on this bike today, and it's probably cost about 10p. It's crazy. I think it's about 120 miles to the gallon you generally get from a 125, somewhere around there.